He failed entrance exams, got labeled a slow learner, and his teachers thought he'd never amount to anything. But the world would soon know his name as the man who changed physics forever. This is the real story of Albert Einstein, the misunderstood genius, the rebel thinker, and the reluctant father of the atomic age. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you won't just know what Einstein did, but why he mattered in ways few ever truly grasp. Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879, in the quiet town of Ulm, Germany. From the start, he was different. He spoke late, some say not until age 4. He hated rigid authority and rote memorization, which made him a nightmare student in the German school system. His teachers thought he was lazy, and he often clashed with them. But while the classroom bored him, his mind was alive with questions. How does light work? What makes gravity? Pull. That curiosity, though misunderstood, became the spark for everything that followed. When Einstein's family moved to Italy for work, young Albert stayed behind to finish school, but eventually dropped out. He applied to Zurich's Polytechnic Institute and failed the entrance exam. Yes, Einstein failed. But he didn't give up. He studied harder, reapplied, and got in. There, he focused on physics and mathematics, though he still clashed with professors who didn't appreciate his unorthodox thinking. After graduating, he struggled to find an academic job. No one wanted the oddball, so he took a job at the Swiss Patent Office. That's right, Einstein's big ideas began while he reviewed inventions. At the patent office, Einstein had time to think. He used lunch breaks and quiet evenings to tackle the biggest mysteries in science. Then came 1905, Einstein's Annus Mirabilis, or Miracle Year. In just 12 months, he published 4 scientific papers that would change everything. Among them, his theory of special relativity. And that's where we get this little gem. E=mc2. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. A short formula hiding world-shaking truth. Matter and energy are 2 sides of the same coin. The universe would never look the same again. But Einstein's breakthrough didn't stop there. He also explained the photoelectric effect, showing that light can behave not just like a wave, but like particles too. He called them quanta, what we now call photons. This insight shattered old scientific models and laid the foundation for quantum physics. In 1921, he received the Nobel Prize, but not for relativity, for the photoelectric effect. Even then, the world wasn't quite ready for all his ideas. In 1915, Einstein dropped another bombshell: general relativity. He reimagined gravity not as an invisible force, but as the bending of space and time itself. Mass, he said, curves the fabric of space-time, and that curve is gravity. The proof? A 1919 eclipse. During the event, scientists observed starlight bending around the sun, just as Einstein predicted. The discovery catapulted him to international fame. Headlines declared, "Einstein overturns Newton." The world finally saw him not as a misfit, but as a genius. But Einstein's story wasn't just about science. He was Jewish. And as Hitler rose to power in 1930s Germany, Einstein knew he had to flee. He escaped to the US, settling at Princeton. But even in safety, he couldn't ignore what was happening in Europe. Worse, he feared that Nazi scientists might unlock the terrible power of nuclear fission first. In 1939, Einstein co-signed a letter to President Roosevelt warning of the danger. That letter helped trigger the Manhattan Project, the race to build the atomic bomb. But Einstein himself wasn't involved. In fact, he was kept away from the project. His politics, pacifist, socialist, made U.S. officials nervous. And when Hiroshima and Nagasaki were destroyed in 1945, Einstein was horrified. He had warned of the danger, not endorsed it. In his final decades, Einstein chased a dream, to unite all the forces of nature, gravity, electromagnetism, quantum mechanics, into a single theory of everything. He never found it, but in his relentless pursuit, he inspired new generations of scientists to continue the quest. His story wasn't about always having the answers. It was about never being afraid to ask the hardest questions. Einstein died in 1955, leaving behind more than just equations. He became a symbol of human potential and of the dangers that come with knowledge untempered by wisdom. He once said, "The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything." He wasn't just a physicist, he was a warning and a reminder. Albert Einstein proved that even a so-called lost cause can change the world. His ideas reshaped our understanding of the universe. His choices forced us to confront the ethical side of science. And his life, full of contradictions and courage, still challenges us to think deeply, act bravely, and imagine boldly. If you found this story powerful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a little inspiration. Until next time, stay curious,